Once you've prepared the data, once you've modeled and analyzed the data, you have a set of insights and you want to communicate them. When communicating them, the two things that really matter are how you show it and how you tell it. The show part is effectively how you design the output, and tools for that are what this module will cover. And how you tell it, which is the storytelling part, and the tools for that are what the next module will cover. When it comes to designing the output, data visualization plays a pretty important part in this, but it's not the only aspect of design. And specifically within that, dashboards are one of the most common ways of communicating data. They are certainly not necessarily the best way, they are the most common way that data and models are presented today. And this module will cover some of the tools that are often used when presenting data as dashboards. There are two kinds of tools that we'll be covering: the general purpose tools and the specialized tools. The general purpose tools have the advantage that they cover the majority of the ways in which data is presented, the most common ways in particular. But the specialized tools usually fit a certain purpose. They're not useful everywhere, but there are certain things that they do extremely well, and we'll be covering a few of those. On the general purpose tools side, we'll start with Excel, giving you a sense of how you can create certain visualizations, unusual visualizations, non-traditional visualizations, and create mini dashboards with Excel. We'll spend some time on BI tools such as Google Data Studio, Power BI, and Tableau as vehicles for you to create data visualizations and get familiar with. These are the tools that are used most commonly out there in the world, so a familiarity with these tools will come in handy when you're presenting data of any kind. But these apart, there are some specialized tools that you should be aware of. The first of these is Excel itself, which can go well beyond the traditional charts that you have. And you'll see some examples of how you can create some fairly non-standard charts in Excel, including, for example, how we would create the store layout of Harrods and look at how the people move in and out just within Excel. When it comes to animated charts, Flourish Studio is an excellent tool which helps you create charts like a bar chart race or a motion chart. And using a set of standard templates with data that you can upload, you can create far richer animations than you otherwise would in many other tools. Kumu is a tool that is specialized towards network visualizations. When you have a graph of elements that are connected to each other, let's say if you have movie actors and their co-stars as a network, or people on Twitter who are following each other as a network. These are the kinds of visualizations that you typically want to represent as a network diagram, and Kumu is one of the tools that excels at that. For geographic visualizations, you often want to process the data, and you also want to potentially color code parts of a map in different ways. And for this, a tool like QGIS is invaluable. We haven't necessarily gone in for the breadth of specialized tools. There are several of those. The intent of this module is to introduce you to a few tools that do a good job of visualizing specific kinds of specialized visualizations, so that you get a sense that you can use different tools for different purposes and pick the best for your solution. But the most important thing that you should learn from this particular module is how one goes about picking the right kind of tool for what you want. And this is something that becomes much easier as you get more and more familiar. The short answer to the question, how do you pick the right tool, is whatever you're most familiar with that can get the job done. And therefore, increasing your familiarity is one of the most powerful things that you can do. The second thing that you should learn from this is the tool is only a means to an end. You've got to learn how exactly you want to design the output so that the audience understands this better. That is not what this course is teaching you. It is teaching you familiarity with the tools. But I do hope you remember that this is just a stepping stone towards helping the audience understand what data you have.